Greetings on the season from all of us at Saveritis TV, and we're wishing you a joyous celebration. I am Folakemi, and you're welcome to another exciting episode of Creatives Panoply. So one of the biggest challenges in writing children's book is passing the message in a way that they would understand. You may have the message in your mind, but passing it the right way to this category of audience is really important. You want to use the right language and the right picture to depict your story. Ideally, most children's books range between 100 to 1,500 words, but it also depends on the age bracket you're targeting. So today we would think like a child, and we want to understand how to write a children's book, and that's why we'll be discussing the topic why writing a children's book is different. And to do justice to this topic, I have with me Onyinye Ude. You're welcome, Onyinye.
Thank you, Olaito.
So tell us a little about yourself.
Okay, like you said, my name is Onyinye Ude. I am an author, I'm a blogger, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a content creator, I'm a businesswoman too. So you can say that I wear many hats, but
you didn't talk about your married woman.
Yes, I'm a married woman. Like you said, I'm a mother of two, and yeah, that's a brief summary of who I am.
Okay, sure. So when we talk about writing children's book, I see it as trying to break that complex topic in the simplest way possible, in the simplest form. Would you agree with me that there is no message you can't actually pass to this category of audience, depending on what you're saying?
Okay, I used to think that passing a message across to children was that there were certain messages that could be passed to children. But over time, with experience, I have come to understand that there's really nothing that you cannot, there's no message you can pass across to a child.
Okay.
It's just that there are certain factors, you know. It's not just how you say it to an adult that you would say it to a child. That's why there's a difference majorly. So any message can be passed across to a child.
Okay, so but does the age bracket actually influence the way you pass the message?
Yes, it does. In lots. Children can be classified into, there are different classifications for children, and this kind of determines the kind of language that you're going to use. So we have from 0 to 3 years, we have the toddlers, we have preschoolers, we have preteens, you know, there are different age brackets. So let's say from 0 to 3 years, you can use one language for them. Then we have 3 to 6, we have 6 to 10.
Okay.
Then we also have 10 to 12, 14.
Okay.
And then after 14 and above, those ones we refer to them as the young adults. So yeah, they are teenagers, and so it is a lot more complex for them than the younger ones. So the age determines a lot, the age of the children that you are writing for.
Okay, so what elements do authors need to pay attention to when writing children's book? Now, that particular sector of audience, what particular elements should authors be careful to take a critical look at when writing for children?
Okay, when writing for children, first off, what is the story about? You need to put into consideration. After you have considered the fact, I think the most important thing is the age.
Okay.
Your target audience, you know, is the most important thing. Then the story itself, the structure. How does the story flow? What's the structure like? Children can be very inquisitive, so they have to know that it has to flow from point A to point B. Point A has to link to point B. You don't from point A and move to point D.
Okay.
There has to be a flow. You understand? And so unlike adults that you can skip, you know, and move to somewhere else and then do a flashback and all of that, it may not be so easy when you're writing for children. Then illustrations matter a lot for very young children, like I would say the preschoolers and toddlers and the rest of them, illustrations, because children are generally, they are drawn to visual to the visual world more.
Okay.
So there has to be illustrations, there has to be pictures, so that they can easily flow with your story, they can easily understand,
Okay.
And then illustrations, then what is the theme? What's the message? Are you trying to, is the story to guide them? Is it to teach them, to inspire them? Is it to amuse them? What's the core purpose of that writing? And then I would say, yeah, we've talked about the target audience. So these are the factors that you need to put into consideration when you're writing for children.
Okay, so some people actually think writing children's book is something easy. Maybe because of the word count, it's not something that requires too many words. But at the same time, with your experience, would you actually say it's really something you can just pick at the top of your head and just write it without, like, it's not complex enough to be considered a serious kind of writing?
Well, I wouldn't say that writing children's book is a walk in the park, unless maybe with years of experience, it becomes a bit easier. But it doesn't mean that you wouldn't do your research and do due diligence when you are writing for children, So there, like I stated earlier, there are factors, there are elements that you need to consider. You don't say because it's children's book, are you sure you know the age of the children that you're targeting?
Okay.
That is very, very important. And then the message you're trying to pass across to them, what is the purpose of that message? So these also play a great role when you are writing for children. So I wouldn't say because the word counts, because you're writing for children, so the word count is not much, so it's going to be easy. Well, don't be too fast to say it will be easy, because they're still, when it comes to the age bracket, like for the toddlers I talked about, the preschoolers, the storyboard is the best way to go about writing for them. Okay. So for older children, like for the youngest group of children, we can say 30 to 40 words. And then as they grow older, as the age bracket increases, okay, we can do 70, we can do 100, we can do 150. So yeah, the ages of the children also matter. Then, so imagine, if you're saying it's so easy, imagine teaching a toddler sex education.
Okay.
So that's to show you how sensitive and dicey the situation can be. So I wouldn't say it's so easy. You'd need to do your research to make sure that you have the appropriate information. Now that you have the appropriate information, how do you pass that message? Do you understand? So you cannot just come and start telling them, don't do this. No. There's a way, there's a method by which you transfer that information, which you have to consider when you're writing. So I wouldn't say because the word count is not much. I've always been one who believes that it's not about quantity, it's the quality of the book. So even if it's 10 words, imagine if something that you can say to an adult in 40 minutes, you have to say it to a child, because their attention span is very short. So you have to pass that message across as quickly as possible, but you have to hit the nail on the head in a language that the child will understand. So no, it's not very, very easy.
So it's just like compressing a 30-minute video into like a 1 minute Instagram.
And make sure that you pass the message across.
Yeah, okay. So one last thing, can you just give us a quick run into the processes involved in writing a children's book?
When you're writing for children, I've mentioned the elements that I'm not one who is in a hurry. Like I have a project to execute for children, and I just say, yeah, it's not going to be a big deal. No, I used to find it a lot difficult previously, but it seems that somehow I'm gradually breaking through in that field because, or should I say maybe because of my experience with preschool. I've once taught in a school and I majored in kindergarten.
Okay.
So, and at the same time, I have a son who was that age where I was teaching. So we used to write our note of lesson for the children for each subject, So I'll take time. First of all, you cannot neglect how important storytelling is, especially with children. If adults enjoy storytelling, then how much more children? You cannot go wrong with storytelling for children. That's one major way that you would grab their attention. They want to know the end of the story. They want to know what happens next. So then they'll stay tuned to what they are reading. And so that is one of the tools that I utilize when I'm writing for children. But now this also depends on the age of the children. Of course, pre-adults or young adults will not be classified the same way with the younger ones, like the toddlers and the rest of them. So before I conclude whatever it is I'm putting down, I make sure that I have a story. There's a lesson that they can also learn at the end of the day. And I don't digress from the goal of that writing. Okay. It's very important because so that they don't just go with the story. And yes, they know that the lion and the tortoise became friends at the end of the day. So what did they learn from the story? Because it can be very discouraging when you have just transferred information to the child and he didn't pick the main points, So writing for children, people have their various processes, but I like to infuse storytelling when I'm writing for very young children.
Okay, so thank you so much for that. But before we go, this segment is usually very interesting. And thank God we are actually in that season of Christmas, New Year celebrations. It's all around. So we would play a short game. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. I'm sure you're wondering what it is. So you would actually sing a Christmas song. I really want to give you the song titles actually. So you sing a Christmas song for us, and the song is Felix Navidad. Right?
Like name of a Christmas song. Everything just allowed
that came to my mind, and that's what you want to sing for us.
Hey, God.
So I'm dancing already. I'm dancing.
Better Samuel, I know you watching this. Forgive me in advance. Felix, I don't think that nobody has ever sung Felix Navidad completely without blabbing.
Okay. Let's just say what you have to say.
I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Felix Navidad. Felix Navidad.
Down.
Felix Navidad. Prosto know when you finish to that.
Okay. that is really interesting because I don't even know if that is correct.
I'm correct.
Paul, what again? Poster.
See me after that.
So thank you so much for that Christmas song. Thank you so much for your time, and it's really been nice for you to dissect all these points. I'm sure people out there picked the lesson or two from writing a children book, and they should not even consider it as a walk in the park, like you said.
True.
Every form of writing has its challenges. So this one is not just something you just pick up and you just start writing. You start drawing. It's not that easy. So thank you so much for your time. I had a very nice time chatting with you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So guys, if you're watching this video and you enjoyed it or you picked out a lesson or two, please ensure you click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to turn on the notification. Yes, that bell icon on your screen. Just click, tap. And you will get a notification as we upload more interesting, entertaining content. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me the thumbs up. Till next time we come your way. Bye for now.